All right, welcome guys. I'm going to do the air signs. I didn't do audio check, so I just started the read-in, so I'm just starting over. The first row's on the table. I'm using John Holland's Psychic Tarot. This is for the air signs in April 2025. We're moving right along over here in the northern hemisphere. We're springtime. There's plenty of pollen and all that stuff and allergies kicking and everything. If you're new, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Please consider subscribing. And let's just get busy. Air signs. First card out is Sacrifice. We got a number 12 card, which reduces to 3. And that, to me, 3, the energy of the 3 card, or number 3, is decision. Picking a path. And sometimes it's after you've already made a decision. This person looks like they're reflecting, to the heavens. There's a rainbow of light behind her, and there's kind of flowers opening up, but looks like she's been, through something, and she might be giving up one thing to get another. So let's continue on. Oh boy. So the next card out is Deception and Envy. It's a 7 card. This is a male energy. He's looking towards the ground, but you can see him lifting up the mask, right? So somebody played their stage character, and they might have been trying to get something out of the female energy in this case. And I'm not saying that it's male and female, just male and female energy. Then we have emotional withdrawal, somebody pulling back to reflect. They showed this person down by the ocean in nature, getting close to their spiritual guidance, maybe in some meditation there, trying to get in harmony with, the elements, You got the water, you got ground, you got rocks, there's always air, there's great ions, and there's great replenishing type energy in the air when you're, especially near salt water. So this person's in reflection. This is showing a male in this card, or male energy. And then we have awareness. So all right, number 1 card. So this person's been given some clarity about what to act on and when. This is no joke energy here. This is warrior type energy. This male's strong, but they might have got led down the wrong path. They might have got played a little bit. They're coming back out, and they're going to pursue their own interest. Is energy I get off of that. All right. Let's get a few cards. Those of you returning, I appreciate it. And the heart cards are all over the place. They're popping out. Yeah. All right. That came out. One shuffle, cards everywhere. Oh, okay. There's a helpless and hopeless card. 8's infinity, but this person here is viewing into the mountains. I don't know why they feel like that. Maybe they're in the energy of they've never experienced or had this problem, and they're not yet in tuned with their spiritual support team or the path that shows them a little bit of hope or light, to move forward. I don't know. Air signs, you got something crazy going on here, some big life stuff. Change your focus, right? So if you don't like what you're getting, change what you're doing, change what your attention's on. When you're all frustrated with, repairing love and all this other stuff, just as an example, it's good to, whatever, take a different path, occupy your time with music, or hanging with friends, and kind of just get out of that energy, step out of that energy for a while, because it's not solving itself, and it's not getting better, and you're not getting the right ideas to solve the problems. This person looks really, calm and focused, Darkest fears, that's a 9 comes out of the, that's towards the end of a cycle. Purple, this is somebody spiritual. They might be getting some guidance, through their third eye. They might be hearing audible answers to. A lot of blue and there's a lot of violet. So violet's third eye, blue's throat chakra. This person, I don't know, they've fallen into the trap, that is an obstacle too big to overcome, but really they're going to push forward. They're going to push forward to the 10 card, which that's 1, and you start the cycle over. But this person got beat, in this reading here, air sign, somebody got played, somebody got beat, and, the female energy is like trying to get answers, trying to pull back, but going through this cycle of gaining a better perspective on what happened, but still feeling, helpless and hopeless about moving forward. I don't think they're thinking of reporting, trying to repair anything with this. Last card out underneath awareness, which I had already said is, with the last card, is showing throat chakra. Somebody could be, have some blocks there. They're not speaking up for themselves. Maybe they didn't say what they had to say. And really, you don't need the other person like for closure. Sometimes, if it works out, that's great. You know what I mean? But sometimes when it's done, it's just done. There's no logical, if you pulled the lesson out of it, that's great. If not, it just is, let the energy die a natural death. All right. So we're going to take a look into love and romance with the Message of Love Oracle deck. Let's get a few cards for air coming into April 2025. It's already the 5th or the 6th. It's the 5th. So this is getting recorded on Saturday the 5th, and I will get it out so you can have it Monday. I might post it Sunday. Who knows? Let's see what happens. Let's see what I can get done. I'm just floored from writing all those papers with this last class, All right, we have reveal. I want to tell you the truth. Is that you or this person? Air signs. All right, Spirit. We have escape. We have broken. And we have overwhelmed. We're also going to take a glance at these other ones. Time, holding back, values. Okay. So let's get a look into this. Reveal. I want to tell you the truth. So again, that's linked to that person with the throat chakra being blocked, right? They didn't say what they had to say when it was time, or in a timely fashion. Escape. I left when things got hard. So you have the runner energy, as well as, there might be some emotional maturity not there, or doesn't want to speak up, got too intense, and I thought they were on a moped, but they might just be walking. I guess they're just walking away. Then we have broken. I feel shattered about this situation. So this is the energy that pulled back. It didn't work out. Having a hard time accepting it. They've been in reflection. They felt like they were used, abused, maybe got played. Everyone has their turn. It's not fun when you're going through it. And then overwhelmed. The stress from this is draining me. So, the energy which I get as the male that was trying to keep this together, they're exhausted too, because they were trying to make this work, and they probably wanted you, and you know, there's no communication. Somebody wasn't speaking up, and you know, it's just easier to let this fall apart. But there's immense like energy that you both have for each other. You know, just it couldn't blend this time for whatever reason. I'll take one row. Take one row here with the Romance Angels. This is air signs for April 2025. Please let me know what you got for the air signs. If I said earth, I apologize. We're doing air. That's the intent. Cards were all cleared and set up for that. It's for air signs. I might have slipped the tongue. Or you could be dealing with a Taurus, which is a earth sign. Yeah, earth sign. Earth sign. All right, so we got 4 cards out. Oh boy. Air signs. Financing, career. So this might be the solution like we had in the other card. Put your focus on, you know, what's going good, you know. It seems like someone has a bountiful work life. You know, the bonuses are coming in. Their, you know, work's decent. They're respected at work. They feel pretty decent, you know, fulfilled, you know, at doing their job or career, whatever it may be. Forgiving and learning. So this is the comfort of the angels, and this is a guy, you know, comforting this female energy. You know, again, I think it was the female that was deceived. It was the male energy in the top row wearing a mask, and they, you know, they tricked this female energy. So they're healing their heart. April, air, attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Again, lighthearted, you know, get out with your friends, get out and do stuff that's not serious, but take the focus off why this happened to me, why'd they do this, are they gonna call me, can we repair this, is this done forever, it seemed like it was the right person, etc., right? The mental chatter that goes on, right? Then we have reconciliation, guys. Someone from your past is returning to your life, you know. We did have the runner. You know, it could be a soulmate energy of sorts. It doesn't necessarily mean it's that person that just walked away, because maybe that person had to walk away so you could let someone else from the past come. That's the type of energy I'm getting. All right, to close the reading for the air signs in April, we're going to take one of these cards. I will have to use the guide. There's a lot of characters in this deck that, since it goes back to 1600s and 1700s, I don't know some of these people. They might have been famous in their time, but they're not famous enough where I know them all. So anyways, we'll explore this together. Basically, the drift of this card, or this deck, is it's a guide to the lovers, guide to the love oracles. All right, there's 3 symbols on the card. The flame is one night stand. The diamond is long-term relationships and breakups, which I don't understand, together. And then we have the infinity symbol for family and friends. I'm going to put that up there for those of you who are interested, can just take a look at those signs, because I'm going to do the message from each one of those 3 categories for the air signs. So we're going to pick one card. This one right here. All right, you guys got Queen Victoria. So let me go in the book. You know, and this might be boring for some of you, so I think it's interesting. It's lighthearted. Let's see, Queen Victoria might be under V. They doing last names? There we go. I think a lot of people are familiar with this energy. Victoria was the Queen of the United Kingdom, and from 1876, Empress of India. Born 5th in the line to the throne, Victoria was 18 when she inherited the crown. Her coronation was in 1833, and she was first monarch to make Buckingham Palace her official residence. That's pretty strong. In 1840. She married her first cousin, Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg in Gotha. They had 9 children together. Wow, she's busy. And she went into deep mourning when he died in 1861. Her 63-year reign made her one of the most beloved and longest reigning monarchs. Wow. So I don't know if you air people have some of that energy, but that's like fantastic. Empress attracts. Empress don't chase anything. This is royalty, you know. All right, so underneath the fire symbol, which is one night stands, Queen Victoria's message, I'm gonna get right out of the loop. Queen Victoria's message to you is, I would venture to warn against too great intimacy with artists, as they are very seductive and a little dangerous. So there you have it. The next category, long-term relationships and breakups. Your message from Queen Victoria about that is, no girl would go to the altar if she knew it all. I like that. So long-term relationships and breakups, Queen Victoria's advice is, no girl would go to the altar if she knew all. And there's quotes on there. And then the last category, family and friends, underneath the infinity symbol, the important thing is not what they think of me, but what I think of them. So again, that's serious Empress. Take care of yourself, you come first, feed yourself type energy. Not wanting for anything, because you can attract anything you want. So that's what I have for you guys, the air sign of April. Please subscribe if you haven't. You know, it doesn't cost you anything. I put in a certain amount of energy into doing this, and I'm gonna ramp up the amount of videos coming out now that, you know, I'd taken 5 college prep classes, you know, that work was paying for, so I just got done April 4th with the last paper. So anyways, again, take what resonates, leave the rest. If it's not for you, don't try to make it fit, and have a great April.